We're making bread and butter pudding with Trish, and not any type of bread and butter pudding.
No, that's right. It's a chocolate banana bread and butter pudding, which is absolutely delicious, and it takes me back to my childhood. My grandma was a great bread and butter pudding maker, and it always went down a treat at our place.
I think everyone has their own special bread and butter pudding recipe.
I think so too.
My dad loves it. My friend Rob, he's very into making bread and butter pudding, and if you make it, it has to be the way he does it.
Oh, just so. There's a lot of people that has to be just so. I understand.
Yeah, so let's see how you do yours.
Okay, so we need to start the custard with some eggs. So I need 4 of those. While I'm getting those, maybe, Justine, if you could finish the bread and butter part.
Sure.
I've done almost all of them.
So on both sides?
Yep, butter both sides.
Yep. And this is a great little recipe when you've got some leftover bread. It almost works better with you don't actually want fresh bread, do you, for this?
Well, not really. I mean, yes, as you say, it's a great way to use up stale bread. And we're just using white, but you could use wholemeal or grain, or it's also really nice with raisin bread too. So I've got the eggs done. I need to add a little sugar, and to that we can add a little vanilla as well. I like a lot of vanilla. So
me too.
That's my favourite thing. Also some milk.
Did you want me to cut these at all? We're going to leave them quite hot.
Oh, no, if they could be cut in half, that'll be great. And then we can put them into the casserole dish.
All right.
There we go. So what we need to do now is to dunk the bread in and then put it into the dish here. If we could just grease that, that'd be good.
Sure. Bring that butter back.
And that will help to make it a little easier to get it off later. Right, and then we've got a couple of other ingredients. So with the banana and chocolate part, makes it extra special. And I really like the idea of this one because I'm not a great lover of squishy sultanas, and that's something that was always sort of a feature as a child. Is
that how your nan would do it?
Yeah, and I would eat them, but I'm not a real squishy sultana girl, so I'm loving the idea of some bananas, and then the Cadbury chocolate chips make it just that extra special.
So just 2 bananas, ripe, obviously. You could use other fruits in here if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, anything that goes with chocolate would be great.
I think so.
Blueberries, yum.
Well, certainly dried fruit.
Dried fruits will definitely work. Yep.
Raspberries would be nice.
And if you like sultanas, you can put them in just because Trish
just because I don't like them doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. No, quite right.
That's right.
I mean, I do love sultanas. I don't have anything against sultanas. I just don't like them real squishy.
Yeah. So just in little rounds?
Yeah, fine. We just need to sprinkle it over, essentially.
Okay.
So I just need to dip the bread in, and we can do this in a couple of layers. That just softens the bread up. Right.
Yes.
Goodo. So we can put a layer over there.
So just a few bananas.
Yum.
Pecans for
pecan
some
nuts.
crunch.
So once we've got the pecan nuts over top, you can put the little chips in. These are the Cadbury milk chips.
And these are great because they'll sort of hold their shape a little bit too,
Yeah, that's exactly right. So they might look like sultanas, but they'll be a delicious little chocolatey surprise.
And I'm going to put a lot on.
Yummy.
Right?
It's about 100 grams in the recipe, but they're perfect because they're especially formulated to hold their shape. So that's why you would use them in chopped chip biscuits and so forth.
We can do this together.
That's
so much
right.
easier with 2 of us. So again, another layer. And so we're at the top now, and we're just putting the rest of the banana on top.
That's it.
Beautiful.
And then we can finish off with the nuts and the rest of the little milk chocolate chips. And then, of course, we get to put the custard all the way over the top. So you soften up the bread first and then pour the rest over the top.
This is too easy, Trish.
I know, it's really easy. And it's one of those real nice ones for during the week. We might have to reinstate a couple of those little choc chips that skipped off, but that's okay.
That'll be good. And we've got a bit of sugar here just to sort of get that crispy finish on the top.
Well, you've got the butter there on top of the bread, so it'll kind of caramelise it up a little bit too.
Lovely.
So that's going to go into a moderate oven for about 40 minutes or so. That should be enough. Sometimes you'll see that they're put into a bain-marie. That's often when there's a lot more eggs and cream and so forth involved, but this is a fairly simple custard, so we shouldn't need a bain-marie for this. So about 40 minutes or so till it's set, and it will be delicious and golden, ready to eat.
Beautiful. Trishy.
Yummy.
Bread and butter pudding. It's glistening, it's perfect.
It's ready to go.
The chocolate little bits there, they've held their shape, which is like just a nice surprise when you're having a bread and butter pudding, just to have a little chalky treat there.
It's delicious and no squishy sultanas.
You don't like the sultana?
No, I don't.
I've got some icing sugar. To ice or not?
I think so. Our chocolate banana bread and butter pudding should be crowned, I think.
Okay, let's put a little bit on. And we should serve up.
I think we should sample. Serve her up.
Do you know what my favourite part is of a bread and butter pudding?
No, what?
The end. No, what? The end bits here. See, it's all crunchy.
Yeah, the crusty edge. I don't mind that either. Delish. And I've got a little bit of ice cream too. Yum!
This just makes it extra special. And a little bit more icing sugar.
Finish her off.
That looks spectacular. I think we should
so.
dig in. A little bit of the banana, of course, those little chocolate bits, which are my favourite.
I've got a crunchy end there. Yum. Good.
That is one very good bread and butter pudding. I'm sorry, Rob. Trish is better.